Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to Johnny Mac Games, and for those of you that are returning subscribers, welcome back. As always, thanks for tuning back in. So today we're going to be talking about the developer blog that was posted about 3 days ago, and in particular we're going to be pulling from a particular section that I find to be very important with New World, and that is the economy and the deflation factor that is currently happening on an average across all servers. Not all servers are experiencing it, but some are experiencing it more than others. So let's go ahead and switch over to this. Now, economy and deflation. We have seen a lot of feedback on the game's economy and wanted to share a recent update we posted in the forums. First, we want to start with our goals. We want a player-driven economy with minimal NPC interaction where gold is valuable to all players, even end-game players. Touching on the current state of the economy, from a data standpoint, the economy is performing within acceptable levels. All servers are creating more money than is being removed, and by a good margin. However, the economy is tighter at the end game currently when we look at surplus income generated by level. It's very high in the 1 to 35 level range, decent in the 40 to 59 range, and gets narrow at 60. This means that as more players get to level 60, this will start to put more pressure on the economy. So, I myself have experienced a lot of this. In that 1 to 35 range, I had a lot more coin than really what I kind of needed. And now that I'm in that 40 to 59 range, which I'm level 45, coin's getting a little bit tighter. I would really like to have a second house, but I can't afford it. I'm poor, broke as a joke. But yeah, I feel that their data here is relatively, on par. The above charts show the difference between gold that comes into the economy and gold that goes out. Players are consistently generating a positive gold balance every day, but there's a downward trend. If this trend continues and we get closer to a negative and out, we will take action. Our goal isn't to drive the value to zero or make it so no one can amass wealth. We want to ensure that overall gold balance per server stays in check. So coin remains important. There are two big changes that will help the end game economy. One happened last patch and the one just happened. The first is fixing the Azoth staff bug. This will allow players to complete high-level corrupted breaches which generate good gold per hour. Second, we just turned Outpost Rush back on. Outpost Rush is a great source of income and will really help end-game players. We want to see the impact these fixes have before we make other larger changes. And this is pretty smart because even sometimes the smallest change, and especially in a player-driven economy where there's no NPCs to, basically take money out of the economy, one little change can throw things off majorly. I mean, just look what happened whenever they took the trading post down for 48 hours or however many hours it was. Like, it just drove people absolutely insane. And I know there's probably some people that actually quit the game, to be totally honest, and they're probably not going to pick it up for another, couple, 3 months or something. Who knows? We also wanted to remind everyone that there is a big gold bonus with a 10x multiplier for your first 3 faction missions each day. This isn't well communicated in the UX, so we'll work on improving that. I would assume that they're probably going to put in there, don't forget to do your faction missions pop up or something like that. Make sure you run 3 faction missions each day to help your personal gold balance. I know I'm really horrible about this because frankly, I suck at PvP. It usually ends up being more of like a thing that I avoid like the plague because I'm not gonna lie, I do suck at PvP. And if I'm out and about doing some quests and then I get ganked, then that's a whole bunch of time that I've wasted. I have to run back. So I tend not to flag for PvP a lot. But there's some upcoming changes to PvP that they're proposing where they're actually talking about giving 10% luck for flagging for PvP to encourage that flagging. So I hope they do enable that because I think that would definitely get me to flag for PvP more often, to be totally honest. In our November major release, not weekly patch, so it hasn't happened yet, but it's probably coming soon. We have a slew of economic focused updates and bug fixes aimed at improving the current state of the economy. General fixes: reduce durability loss from PvP deaths by 10%. Extended housing tax periods from 5 days to 7 days, which I found to be very odd that they did a 5-day cycle instead of a 7-day cycle to begin with. Why they did that, I have no idea. Without increasing tax amount. Reduced attribute respect coin cost by 60%. This was a huge one because I felt that this discouraged people from trying new builds. The price was very steep. I know I myself, I would like to tinker around and do things, you know, maybe that haven't been tried before, at least not by myself. And, you know, having that steep cost kind of disincentivized those type of experimentations. Reduced the quantity of honey gained from apiaries by 50% and the amount of milk from cows by 65%. I found this to be quite interesting because apparently there's too much honey and milk in the economy. I didn't even know this was the thing, but okay. I mean, I find myself, I think that maybe if they introduced a couple recipes that used more honey and milk, or maybe, you know, increase the requirements of those current recipes as to what they need as far as honey and milk, might have been a little bit more of a solution, but I don't know. This is the big one, guys, right here. All trading posts will be linked. This change was made to strengthen the economy's less traveled territories and ensure item availability in all territories. Fees for buy and sell orders are defined by the settlement that you're posting them from. Transaction taxes on purchases you make are defined by the settlement in which you are making the purchase from. Items listed in sell orders that expire are returned to the settlement from which they were posted, and it is no longer possible to place items on the trading post for 28 days. The maximum is now 14. So that is the huge one, and that is the main topic of this video. So I imagine that there's going to be quite a few people that are going to be on the fence, such as myself. I'm a little bit on the fence with this change because I am a spice trader. There are certain spices that can only be found in specific regions of New World, and it's advantageous to go to those regions, farm up those spices, and then go to a different region where they are not readily available and sell them there for a higher profit margin. Them linking all the trading posts, that is now going to be a thing of the past. So ultimately, in my mind, because of, you know, the theory of modern economics, supply and demand, if you now have a supply in that area, then that's going to drive prices down a little bit. So overall, for these region-specific items, though, we're probably going to see a fall in those prices. Now, how much of a fall? Well, that's impossible to know. And truth be told, it may not actually make the prices fall. It may help create enough competition that it actually stabilizes those prices. And I think that's what they're hoping, is that it's going to help stabilize those prices to where, you know, things maybe sell more readily now, because it very well could have the reverse effect. Now that you have demand conduit, right? A path where that demand can be accessed and satiated. You know, maybe those commodities that are region specific are going to sell more readily, you know, because now if you're all the way up in, you know, Weaver's Fen or Brightwood, and, you know, you want something that's for sale down in Windsward, now you have access to that, right? So maybe they're hoping that things are going to sell more readily, and that very well could happen. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm a little bit on the fence, and I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think. You know, do you think this is a very good change? Do you think this is something that New World needs? Do you think that there's a possible, you know, better solution? Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. So that's all I've got for this video. I'm really curious as to the more pressing upcoming changes they're going to make, like possibly what they're, you know, tossing around for the economy. I do find the idea of increasing luck for flagging for PvP to be a very interesting thing. Let me know what you guys think about that too down in the comments below. If you guys like this video and you want to see more from me, be sure to hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm. And also subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this one. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the New World.